Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, 7 minutes are left in this game. But come on, man. I'm not watching these guys out there. Let's just be real, okay? Mavs get absolutely laughed out of the stadium tonight. It was a very bad performance, very reminiscent of that Knicks game a couple nights ago. You look at this team's performance on nationally televised games. We already know it's poor this year. I think they're like, I don't know what it was. It was like 3-10 or something. That's just off the top of my head. It's been really bad. But it's also road games. When the Mavs are playing on the road, it's nationally televised. See if you can find a prop bet. See if you can find, some type of 30-point blowout bet and bet on that, because it's a good chance that it happens. I don't know what it is. Opening night against Atlanta on the road, terrible. The Knicks a couple of weeks ago, terrible. Tonight, terrible. But you know what? I'm not here to overreact or anything, because this just kind of is what it is. It's an unfortunate loss, but the Mavs have played well enough lately that I'm not going to cry about one loss against a good Golden State team. This is a good Golden State team, and you didn't come ready to play, and you got laughed out of the stadium because of it. Hopefully the team, the Mavs have what you would like to think is a pretty easy stretch coming up here. Hopefully the team bounces back like they did after the Knicks game, and, everything's gravy. That's what I'm hoping. Here's the big story tonight, obviously. Tim Hardaway Jr. fractured his fifth metatarsal. Don't know what the hell that is, right? This guy, I'm assuming, maybe is a doctor. I don't know. But he becomes the third player this season to suffer a fifth metatarsal fracture, along with Conchar, who did it against the Mavs the last time the Nuggets and the Mavs plays. They said that they would reevaluate Conchar in 12 weeks. So keep that in mind. And Zion, which is not good company to have, man. Obviously, Zion has not played at all this season. Granted, there's other stuff going on there as well, but I'm hoping that we could see Tim back this season. But as you can see, according to my NBA injury database, the average time lost for an in-season fifth metatarsal fracture is about 42 games. So if that's the case, obviously we're probably not seeing Tim again until the playoffs, assuming we see him at all, which absolutely sucks, man. I know that Tim hasn't been that great this season. I know that we have said things about Tim, but obviously an injury like this fucking sucks. Just straight up. It's horrible. You never want to see it. Tim just seems like such a cool dude. I know that his on-court play hasn't been great this year, but he does seem like a good dude. The team seems to love him. So it absolutely sucks that this happened. And hopefully we're on the hopefully his recovery is good and we could see him again this season. That's what I'm really hoping for. But that's obviously the big story of the night for the Mavs. And because everything else was pretty terrible. Luka played well. We did do some conspiracy hunting here. Now, this is probably a big nothing burger, but there was this play in the third quarter, right? This brutal, and I mean brutal, flagrant foul. Flagrant foul here on Jordan Poole. You got to give Jordan Poole a ton of credit for getting back up after this. Hey, if you got kids watching, you might want to get them out of the room, right? The violence of this flagrant foul here by Frank on Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's on the ground for fucking 30 minutes after this, and you got to give him all the credit in the world, Jordan Poole, because despite the gruesome injury he suffered here on this just horrific flagrant foul by Frank Ntilikina, the very next possession, believe it or not, he seemed 100% fine and made a play on defense. Can you believe that? So shout out to Jordan Poole here for that. But as you can see right here, why does Luka look like that? Why does Luka have poop in his diaper or something? Well, you can see here, Luka and Frank collide on this play. And Luka comes up a little bit, weird, a little bit awkward. This was the last time we saw Luka in this game. Now, granted, the Mavs were down 20-plus points. So a lot of that probably had to do with the fact that getting blown out of the stadium, you got a game tomorrow night. There's no point keeping Luka out there, right? The Warriors kept Steph out there. That's kind of what Steph does, right? And he still had a bad night. But hey, that's kind of what it is. But we'll see if this is anything. I don't know. Luka looked a little bit distraught. Is this where Luka looked distraught, or what is this right here? Oh, this was the story of the night for the Mavs. Defensively, you've been the best team in the NBA over the past couple of weeks, past couple of months. That's great. You have been great. Tonight was not great. It was constantly this. Look at, Jordan Poole just leaking out, wide open corner three, man. They were getting wide open shots. Like, it's one thing if the Warriors come out and beat you because Clay and Curry just go nuts and they're just hitting their crazy threes, then hey, you know what? Those are two of the best shooters of all time, maybe the two best shooters of all time. So you just tip your cap, and that is what it is. But it's the wide open threes for Otto Porter, the wide open threes for Jordan Poole. That's really what you can't live with, right? That's the stuff that you can't live with. KP gets ejected here for kicking a ball in the stands. He gets yeeted after. That's an automatic ejection. I don't know if you guys know that. That's an automatic ejection if you kick a ball like that. What's this highlight right here? Is this the Mavs, falling asleep? Or, here's Luka looking completely, totally distraught on the bench. This is why I was kind of wondering, Luka maybe a little bit hurt, but he just looks pissed off. And Luka offensively was pretty much the only good thing for the Mavs. Although I will say Tim did look pretty good before he got hurt. Tim was having a pretty good game before he got hurt. But Luka was really the only guy offensively who did anything for your team. Kleba had an okay second half, and at that point the game was over. But defensively, Luka was awful tonight. It was a bad Luka night. Look at him ball watching here. There goes Otto Porter. Nice little curl. Good find by Jordan Poole. Easy. Can't do that. Can't do that against a team like the Warriors because they will pass the ball. Like, the Warriors will move the ball. So, you got to play better there. I mean, just straight up can't, I'm not going to throw things and yell on the screen because you have been great defensively this season. So, what am I going to think is real? This one game against the Warriors or the entire season sample size that you've given me? So, I'm not going to freak out here. Got to play better. No two ways around it. Brunson had a bad night. It is what it is. Brunson's had enough of these bad nights lately where it's getting a little... You're in a very awkward spot with Brunson. That's just the reality, right? We'll see. You got 2 weeks until the trade deadline. I highly, highly doubt Brunson gets traded, but you'll have to monitor these situations. KP was abysmal tonight. KP was absolutely abysmal tonight, man. I said jokingly like a week or two ago, hey, do you maybe shop KP while his value is the highest? I'm now wondering if that wasn't a joke. I'm now starting to wonder if that was real, serious. He was awful tonight. Kleba. These stats are so fake to me. 8 points on 3 shots. That's great. But these were all he had 0 points in the first half. The game was already out of reach when he started doing all of this. He just seems so terrified. I don't know what's gotten into Kleba, but he is just petrified out there. And tonight was no different. I thought Dorian played good, right? I like what you got from Dorian. Just thought he played well. Again, Tim played pretty well before he got injured. Reggie, not a good night for him. 0-4 from 3. This sucks, man. I don't know if Reggie's three-point shooting is ever going to take up at this point, right? I was kind of hopeful. Hopeful at times that Reggie's three-point shooting would start, trending in the right direction. But at this stage, I'm just not entirely sure. It's been over half the season now. I just don't know if we're going to see an uptick in those numbers. Dwight was an absolute disaster in his 4 minutes. That's why he only played 4 minutes. You can't run 2 bigs against this Warriors team. So that's one thing I would question, kid. Kleba really shouldn't have been out there. And even though that's a big reason why there were so many wide open corner threes, so many, backdoor cuts, is because you can't play 2 bigs against a team that rarely ever even plays 1 big. It just doesn't make any sense, right? Well, how many minutes did Looney have? 22. So Looney played a decent amount. But still, even though you did go with 2 bigs when the Warriors, they like to go small a decent amount, you still gave up 11 offensive rebounds and got absolutely murdered on the glass. 53 to 35. So not a good night at all. This is a classic terrible Mavs game where the defense looks horrible. Luke is doing everything offensively. 25 points, 7-17, 4-7 from 3. I thought he played good offensively. But again, defensively, it was a bit of a struggle for him. So yeah, tough game for the Mavs tonight. Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, but fortunately, they do play tomorrow night. So you have a chance to redeem yourself. And look at this. The team you're playing, Portland, they're in a dogfight with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left. Hopefully that game goes to quadruple overtime. Now, there's been, I don't know if this has been confirmed. Somebody has to tell me. But there's been some talks that the Mavs are going to be resting guys. The Mavs are going to be not arresting guys. Some people should be arrested. But Mavs should be resting guys tomorrow. I don't know if you rest guys after losing by 40 points. I don't know if you rest guys after losing by 40. And the Portland's been playing well enough. That's who the Mavs are playing tomorrow, Portland. The Mavs have been playing well enough lately. Portland has been playing well enough lately that if you rest guys against them, you will lose the game. So I don't know if I want them to do that. Yeah, Kuminga had 19. Oh, yeah, Kuminga did this. The Warriors do shamelessly front run. I will say that. They really do. That was disgusting, though. Come on. It sucks that it had to be on my boy Josh Green, but come on, that was pretty disgusting. We just have to be real. I didn't even look at the Warriors box score. I'll look at it really quick. Steph did not have a good night by his standards. 18 points on 7-16. That's not good, right? 2 of 10 from 3. Not good. So I will say Warriors fans are really fucking annoying with the gravity. The gravity. Every superstar in the league has gravity, but you could see Steph's gravity tonight. It was there. The Mavs didn't have anybody who had even a chance to stay in front of him. I thought Clay played good. He looked good to me. Kuminga did look, solid off the bench. Gary Payton played good defense, hit his shots. That's what he does. And then Otto Porter hit his threes. Or it felt like he hit his threes. 2 of 5 is not the best, but it feels way more than that. Wiggins played well. So, yeah, you just got your ass beat. It is what it is. You're going to lose by 40 points. Hopefully you show up tomorrow night ready to play, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm not going to overreact to this, right? It is what it is. Nationally televised game on the road. Pencil it in as a loss. Hopefully Tim Hardaway Jr., has a quick recovery. Absolutely sucks. Hopefully the Mavs win tomorrow.